Hello, and welcome back to SharePoint Basics. Today we're going to discuss the event calendar. It's located on your front page. So we look on this page right here. The upcoming events is going to be what we're going to be discussing today. So just taking a quick look. Click on this, that's the information. If you go to the full calendar, you'll be able to see all the events that you've added on there. So here are all the events. So let's go back to our home page. And so we're going to learn how to update this section right here. So event calendar. So adding events to your calendar is very simple and convenient. So as I explained in the previous video, the place where we update our calendar is in Site Contents. So do you remember how to get there? If you don't, here's a brief explanation of how we get there. So you're going to go to the Settings cog and then go to Site Contents. And then you're going to see a page with a bunch of images that look like this one. And you're going to click on Event Calendar. And then you're going to click on New Event that's located at the top of that page. Once you click on New Event, you're going to get a page that looks like this. And if you're following along with me, you should have the following screen. And if you don't, stop what you're doing, go to the Settings cog, click on Site Contents, and then make sure you click on Event Calendar. Once you enter the information for your event, it will show you it will show up on your front page. So you enter your title, the location of your event, start time, end time, description, and description is much like in announcements. You'll be able to add various information there. You can add an image, you can add all kinds of information there. You can make it an all-day event. That way you don't have to enter the dates and times here. You can just put the date. You can make this a repeating event. You can make this not active. You could add a homepage image. If you don't add an image, then it'll just be your school logo, so you don't have to actually worry about that. Okay, and then Google Maps is not something that you guys have automatically, but if you wanted that option, I can definitely add that for you. So you just contact me and let me know, and I can add that for you. And so once you enter all of your information, here's an example of how it'll show up on your front page. So when a visitor clicks on Learn More from the front page, they will be directed to the details page for your event. This is the details page for the event that was created here. It will look very similar when you create your own event. It will look just very similar to this one. So tips, tricks, and how-to. All that is visible on the front page upcoming event section are the title and start time labels. If you don't enter a picture, like I said before, it will default to your school logo. You can add a map image to your event by adding it to the descriptions label box. If you wanted to add an image there, you add the image and then you would have to add a link on there if you wanted your users to be able to click on that and see a full-size image of your map or whatever image you put in there. So make sure also that you resize the image that you put in the description, because if it's too big, it will show on the details page as really big. So far we've covered announcements, and we just briefly went through event calendar. And coming up next, we're going to talk about the Welcome To section, latest news, and school gallery. But before we get to that, let's walk through how to add an event, and you're going to do this step with me. So first things first, I'm going to sign in. I'm going to put my username in there and then my password. Now that I'm signed in, We're going to update this section. So where do we go? We're going to go to Settings cog first, and then Site Contents. And see how we have all of these images. We're going to look for Event Calendar. And as that opens up, you can see that we have different events in here, and it's in a list view. And this is the one that was in my example. We're going to add a new one. So the way to add a new one, you click on New Event. It's going to give us a new page. And on this page, this is where we enter all of our information. So for this event, we're going to talk about, let's talk about spring recess. We're going to add spring recess. There's no location, so I'm not going to add a location. Start time is going to be March 27th. And the end time is going to be March 31st. School will not be in session during spring recess. I'm going to make this an all-day activity. So see how it took out the times. This is going to be active, and we're just going to leave this blank so that it just adds the school logo. And we're going to save. And let's open this in a new tab. We don't actually see it because there's events that are going to come up before it. So let's go ahead and make those other events inactive. Let's see if we can find them. An easy way to change this column right here without having to click into every single one is to click on Edit. So let's find those dates. What do we have? We have February 27th. So let's say no, no, no for all of those. To make sure that I'm seeing all of them. Sort descending, let's see. I think I might have gotten all of them, so they're no longer active. Start time. I think we're okay. Let's try again. Okay, stop. And then let's refresh this page. This is not working. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's do some troubleshooting. Okay, I think it figured it out. Let's take a look. Let's go to the home page. So here we are. This is the one that I added. It says spring recess, March 27th, and there's no time really. It's going to go from the 27th to the 31st. The school will not be in session during spring recess is what it says. So if I wanted to add an image, let's edit this. Let's add an image. Go to the picture. Let's just use one from SharePoint. Let's use the school map. Use that same one. See how it's like really, really big? If I were to save this, this is how big it would be on that page. So let's just take a look at what it would be if I didn't change this. I'm going to refresh this. See how big this is? That's not going to work out well for looking at this on like a mobile phone or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the size of that. Let's edit, highlight the image, and we're going to resize it. Let's make it like 650. Okay. And since I want people to be able to click on this and see the full image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this address right here, I'm going to copy it, and then highlight this. I'm going to make it a link from address. I don't need any text to display. Let's click OK. So now it should be a link. So let's save it and let's test this out. Let's refresh and see how it's smaller. And if we click on it, then we can see the big image. So now I have an image on my page. It's not obnoxiously large. I can click on it because I've added a link to it. And now people can see a bigger version if they really want to. So that's pretty much how you add an image to your event. And that's also how you add an event to this section of your front page. Now, if you wanted to delete this event, what you would do is you would go back to this list right here. You can either delete the item right here, or you can just click on event. So let's uncheck mark list. Let me show you, like if I wanted to delete maybe the no school at all this week. I'm going to click on it, and then from my keyboard, I just push the delete button and see how it says, are you sure you want to send this item to the recycle bin? I would just hit OK, and then it would go to the recycle bin. So let's hit cancel. So that's basically how you add events to your calendar. The next things that we're going to talk about are the Welcome To section, the latest news, and the school gallery. And those are going to be in different videos. So thank you for tuning in. So please like, comment, and subscribe to learn more about updating your school's website.